The Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, Davis Chirchir, will provide a report or will be appearing before the National Assembly to provide a report on the status of the disbursement of the Road Maintenance Levy Fund, commonly referred to as RMLF. Now, you will recall that this particular issue has been on the floor of the House with members of the National Assembly raising concerns. What has been happening with these funds is that there has been a tussle. This is between the Council of Governors and the lawmakers over the control of these particular funds. A tussle or a protracted dispute that also escalated to the courts. And these are funds that are set aside, or these are funds that are primarily funded by a levy on petroleum fuels consumed in Kenya. It's a Kenyan government fund that finances the maintenance of roads. And there has been a tussle between the county bosses, that is the governors, as well as the lawmakers, on who should take control of these funds. You will recall that the county government's additional allocations bill last year did not sail through due to this impasse. However, this bill this year managed to make its way through both houses at the Senate, doing away with these funds so as to enable or to allow a total of 42 billion shillings to be unlocked for donor-funded projects to be able to go to the county governments. However, the Cabinet Secretary, as he appears this afternoon, of course, will expound on the status of the disbursement of these roads. The Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, will also appear before the National Assembly chambers this afternoon. However, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, as you can see, has already made his way into the chambers. Allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast brought to you by PBU in partnership with KBC. Good afternoon.
Mheshimiwa, tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umeteua nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao tumeridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tunakuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako ziendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Sergeant, ring the bell.
The prayer has been said and the chair taken. However, the House has not quorated. All right, the quorum has just been achieved. Allow me to hand you over to the business of this afternoon. My name is
from the chair.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I have two short communications. The first one, honorable members, is on the annual National Prayer Breakfast. As you are aware, the annual National Prayer Breakfast is held each year on every last Thursday of the month of May. In this regard, I wish to notify the House that the 2025 annual prayer breakfast is scheduled to take place on Thursday, 29th May 2025 at Safari Park Hotel, Nairobi. The annual prayer breakfast is an interdenominational prayer meeting organized by members of Parliament and brings together various leaders from across the country and beyond. Dorothy and Women Rep of Nakuru, you're out of order. This communication is for you. It's a women rep for Nakuru, not Kiambu. I know them. The annual prayer breakfast is an interdenominational prayer meeting organized by members of Parliament and brings together various leaders from across the country and beyond. The 2025 annual prayer breakfast will be held under the theme, Rise and Rebuild. Honorable members, the National Assembly will host the annual prayer breakfast, and His Excellency the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, CGH, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, will grace the occasion as the chief guest. To facilitate your attendance at the 2025 annual prayer breakfast, honorable members, you are requested to pick up your invitation cards to the event at the main reception in good time starting from today. You may also contact the chairperson of the prayer breakfast group, the member for INAB Koi, Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, CBS MP, for any further clarification. Additionally, I wish to bring to your attention, honorable members, two key events that will take place at the same venue on the eve of the annual prayer breakfast, being Wednesday, 28th May 2025. The first event is the Women Convention, scheduled to take place on Wednesday, 28th May 2025 from 8 a.m. All women members of Parliament are invited to the convocation. This will be followed by the National Conversation 2025 starting at 1 p.m. at the same venue. I urge all members to note the events and purpose to participate in them, being key annual events in our parliamentary calendar. I thank you. The second short communication, honorable members. As you are aware, the House is scheduled to proceed on the long recess from Friday, 2nd May to Monday, 26th May 2025, in accordance with its calendar for the fourth session. Honorable members, you may further recall that the countrywide public participation exercise on the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2025 is scheduled to be undertaken from Monday, 5th May 2025 to Thursday, 8th May 2025 at identified venues across all constituencies. In this regard, I direct all committees to suspend their sittings on the stated dates in order to allow members and staff to facilitate this important exercise. I thank you. Next.
Order number 3, messages.
Members, take the nearest seats. Raso, take the nearest seat. Honorable members, I have a message from the Senate on the passage of 4 bills by the Senate. Honorable members, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 41.4, I wish to report to the House that I have received 4 messages from the Senate regarding the passage of the following 3 Senate bills and one National Assembly bill. 1. The Persons with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bill number 7 of 2023. 2. The County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of 2023. 3. The County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2024. And 4. The National Disaster Risk Management Bill, National Assembly Bill number 24 of 2023. Honorable members, the first message conveys that on Wednesday, 9th April 2025, the Senate considered and agreed to the National Assembly amendments to the Persons with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bill number 7 of 2023. You will recall that on Thursday, 16th January 2025, this House passed the said bill with amendments, following which I referred the schedule of the National Assembly amendments to the Senate for consideration in accordance with Article 110(4) of the Constitution. The concurrence of the Senate with the National Assembly on the bill therefore concludes its bicameral consideration under Article 110 of the Constitution. Honorable members, the second message conveys that on Tuesday, 15th April 2025, the Senate considered and passed the County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of 2023, with amendments. The bill seeks to amend the County Assembly Services Act to provide for the procedure for removal of a member of the County Assembly Service Board and to establish a fair process for suspending a clerk of a County Assembly, among other provisions. Honorable members, the third message conveys that on Tuesday, 15th April 2025, the Senate considered and passed the County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2024, with amendments. The bill seeks to provide for the establishment of a contributory pension scheme for members and staff of county assemblies. The bill further establishes the County Assembly's Pensions Fund for the payment or granting of pensions or retirement benefits to members and staff of the county assemblies and to provide for other related matters. Honorable members, the fourth message conveys that on Tuesday, 15th April 2025, the Senate considered and passed the National Disaster Risk Management National Assembly Bill number 24 of 2023 with amendments. In this regard, honorable members, the Senate now seeks the National Assembly's concurrence of the bill in accordance with the provisions of Article 112 of the Constitution. Honorable members, having passed the two Senate bills, the Senate now seeks the concurrence of the National Assembly pursuant to the provisions of Article 110(4) of the Constitution. With regards to the two Senate bills, you will note that the standing orders require the Speaker to cause a bill received from the Senate to be read a first time upon conveyance of its message to the House. In view of this, and noting that the House will proceed on recess at the rise of today's sitting, I direct the clerk to schedule the two Senate bills in the order paper for first reading when the House resumes. Honorable members, inasmuch as I have directed the bills to be read a first time, close attention should be paid to the County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, in line with the provisions of Articles 94(5) and 114 of the Constitution on the introduction of money bills and the consideration of money bills, respectively. The relevant committees therefore are to take note of the Constitution provisions while considering the bill. Thereafter, the bills will stand committed to the following committees for consideration: County Assembly Services Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 34 of 2023, to the Departmental Committee on Labor; County Assembly's Pension Scheme Bill, the Senate Bills number 14 of 2024, to the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning. With respect to the National Disaster Risk Management Bill, National Assembly Bill number 24 of 2023, the message and the schedule of Senate amendments to the bill are hereby referred to the Departmental Committee on Regional Development for consideration and reporting. I also direct the clerk to circulate the schedule of Senate amendments to the bill to all members. The committees to which the bills have been referred are encouraged to prioritize their consideration and submit their reports as soon as is practicable to enable the House to proceed with the necessary next steps on the bills. You are guided accordingly. Thank you. Next order. Yes, who has a point of order? Yes, Minority Leader. You can go to your position and speak from there.
Mr. Speaker, in line with your communication that you have just read, Mr. Speaker, you know the issue of origination of bills has been settled.
Yes.
Both in the Constitution
and in the Supreme Court.
And the Supreme Court judgment. And Mr. Speaker, as you can see, the County Assembly's pension fund scheme is a money bill. There is no way it can originate from the Senate anymore. And this entertainment we've been having for the last 11 years must come to an end. So, Mr. Speaker, I seek your indulgence that that bill must not be even read for the first reading, because it's not originating from the right house, Mr. Speaker. That bill should be rejected so that if we want to help the county assemblies to get their pension, then a member of this house can present that bill for the first reading, Mr. Speaker. We must follow the Constitution and we must follow the judgment of the Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if we allow this county assembly pension fund bill to be presented from the Senate now, it will become a norm, Mr. Speaker. They will think now they can start generating money bills again. Tomorrow you will hear another bill, money bill coming, another one. So, Mr. Speaker, we must now put malpractices to an end, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know there was a man who was sleeping under a tree. So as he was sleeping, a snake passed between his nose and his chin here, but never ate him. So he started making noise in the village, telling everyone how he has... and he was making a lot of noise, saying that, oh, I survived by a whisker. So people asked him, if the snake has not bitten you, why are you making noise? He said, Mr. Speaker, I'm fearing the snake will make that place his road. It'll be every day I'm sleeping, it will be passing there, going to somewhere else. So, Mr. Speaker, this business of these money bills must come to an end once and for all, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Hassan, on the same issue. Hassan, on the same issue.
No, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to seek clarification on the first statement you read on the national...
Can I dispose of this first?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Honorable Junet. You have a point. So that we don't treat the matter casually, I'll deliver a considered ruling so that we can set the record straight and lay some precedent on the matter in line with Article 114 of the Constitution and in line with the very strong judgment from the Supreme Court. I'll deliver that direction on the first day of sitting after the recess. In the meantime, that bill is stayed from being listed for first reading. Yes, Majority Leader.
Honourable Speaker, thank you for your guidance, and let me also thank the Leader of Minority for that point of order. Because, Honourable Speaker, as he says, and this is not in any way to belittle the work of the Senate, but as the Leader of Minority has said, the Supreme Court has already given us guidance on what mandate each of the houses have under the Constitution, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, the House, through the Sports Committee, is in the process of mediating on the gaming and lottery bill. And we had the same problems, Honourable Speaker, amendments that have money bill effect being sneaked in through the Senate, Honourable Speaker. And we have been very firm, and I want to ask members of the Sports Committee, those who are in the mediation committee, that nothing relating to taxation should be entertained coming from the other house, because they have no mandate under the Constitution to touch on anything touching on money bills. And maybe also to advise them when they have legislative proposals that have money bill effect, to partner with members of this house to co-sponsor those bills, because our standing orders and theirs also allow co-sponsoring. And they would have simply allowed that bill to be co-sponsored by a senator and a member of parliament, be initiated from this house before it goes to their house, so that we don't have this back and forth, Honorable Speaker, but we will await your very reasoned ruling on the matter. And I do hope that since they are also watching, that they'll be well guided, that anything touching on money bill, because we had the same problem, as I said, when we were mediating on that betting and lottery bill. A lot of amendments being put in the Senate that had money bill effect, some touching on tax matters, and they have no mandate absolutely on tax matters, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Leader, and you know some of them have even been misreading the Constitution to insist that appropriations bills should go to the House. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Leader to issue his Thursday statement so that he can be able to attend to other matters.
Honorable Speaker, first I will lay the following paper. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025, afternoon sitting. One is the judiciary's budget estimates for the financial year 2024-2025 and the medium term, and the following accompanying documents from the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. One, the recurrent and development expenditure for the Vote 1261. 2 is a medium-term expenditure framework, MTEF sector report for the financial year 2025-2026 to 2027-2028. And 3, the program performance budget report for the financial year 2025-2026 to 2027-2028. 2, Honorable Speaker, is reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the financial year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein in respect of the following: Alupe University, Bandari Maritime Academy, Bukura Agricultural College, Cooperative University of Kenya, Garissa University, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, Kaimosi Friends University, Karatina University, Kenya Coast National Polytechnic, Kenya Medical Training College, Kenya Utalii College, Kisumu National Polytechnic, Koitalel University College, Laikipia University, Lugari Diploma Teachers Training College, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Mosoriot Teachers Training College, National Defense University of Kenya, Northeastern National Polytechnic, Nyandarua National Polytechnic, Open University of Kenya, Rongo University, Shanzu Teachers Training College, St. Paul's Kibabii Diploma Teachers Training College, Taita Taveta University, Techno University of Kenya, the Eldoret National Polytechnic, Sigalagala National Polytechnic, and lastly, Turkana University College. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay.
Member, Parliamentary Service Commission, Patrick Macau, CBS MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, April 30, 2025, afternoon sitting. And these are the estimates of recurring and development expenditure of the Parliamentary Service Commission for the year ending 30th June 2026 and projections for 2026, 2027, and 2028. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025. These are reports of the Departmental Committee on Health on its consideration of 1, the Kenya Institute of Primate Research Bill, National Bill number 25 of 2024, and 2, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bill number 17 of 2023. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Public Petitions Committee.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025. Reports of the Public Petitions Committee on its consideration of: number 1, Public Petition number 10 of 2023 by the Honorable Mary Wamaua MP regarding settlement of residents of Mudanga Farm. Number 2, Public Petition number 40 of 2023 by the Center for Accountability, Reform and Democracy regarding delimitation of electoral units. Number 3, Public Petition number 46 of 2023 by the Honorable Peter Mbogo MP regarding payment of retirement dues and pension for retired teachers. And lastly, number 4, Public Petition number 47 of 2023 by the Honorable Charles Ngusia MP regarding deployment of classroom teachers as head teachers in schools across the country. And lastly, number 5, Public Petition number 53 of 2023 by the Honorable John Bwire MP regarding access to national parks by livestock grazers during drought. Honorable Speaker, I beg to play.
Thank you. Next next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7.
Hold there. Junet, you have your notice? Okay. Alert me when it's here. Okay, go to next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, we have, I had already said I'll allow the Majority Leader to deliver his Thursday statement. Thereafter, we're expecting 2 Cabinet Secretaries, the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport. Once we finish with the Majority Leader, if they are within, we can have them to come and dispose of the matters. Then we have a lot of requests for statements. Being the last day of the sitting of this particular segment of the session, before we go on recess, I'll allow each and every one of you to make your requests before we go to the formal orders on the order paper. So, Majority Leader, you may proceed. After that, Clerk, you go and read out order number 8 so that we put the question. And you'll advise if the ministers we're expecting are within Parliament.
Order number 8, special motion, consideration of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya. Question to be put.
Hold, you take your seat. You've called out which order? Number 8. Commissioner Makau, take your seat. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee of the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning and the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the approval hearing of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, and pursuant to sections 11(2) of the Central Bank of Kenya Act, Cap 491, this House approves the appointment of the following nominees as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya: FCPA Sophie Moturi, CPA Abdullahi Muhammad Abdi, Ms. Beatrice Kosgei, and Mr. David Simpson Osawa Owor. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honourable members, for the general direction, when we have ministers coming to answer questions, we only deal with questions that are listed on the order paper. I'm addressing this to Honourable Basil. If you file a question and it's not on the order paper, it is not fair, neither is it reasonable, to spring it to a minister on the floor of this House when he or she has not come with a prepared answer. It is different from requesting for statements that I'll allow you any time, even if you bring a statement while I'm seated here. I'll approve it for you to request as long as it looks reasonable and lawful. So in future, if you have any questions, Honorable Basil and others, try before we start the House to go to the table office. If the table office doesn't help you, go to the clerk's office. If the clerk's office doesn't help you, go to the speaker's office. And we'll be able to help you have your question properly forwarded to the cabinet secretary so that they come with reasoned responses to the House. I hope we are clear with that. Can you, Leader of Majority?
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. Honourable Speaker, as members will note, tomorrow shall be a public holiday, and in this regard, the House is scheduled to proceed for a 3-week-long recess and resume its regular sittings on Tuesday, 27th May 2025, in line with our House calendar. As we proceed on the recess, the House still awaits reports on various business referred to committees. The recess period, therefore, will give committees ample time to expedite consideration of business pending before them, as this is a working recess. Honourable Speaker, upon resumption, the House shall continue with the consideration at second reading of the Political Parties Amendment Number 2 Bill, Senate Bill Number 26 of 2024, should it not be concluded today. Additionally, debate will also be undertaken on the following motions, should they not be concluded today. 1, the third report on consideration of the audited accounts of specified state corporations. 2, report on consideration of the audited accounts of state corporations from Central Region. 3, consideration of sessional paper number 7 of 2024 on the National Sanitation Management Policy. And 4, consideration of comprehensive economic partnership agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. Having said that, Honourable Speaker, allow me to also speak to the matter regarding the court case on the Road Maintenance Levy Fund, RMLF. As members may be aware, a constitutional petition and an application for conservatory orders, both dated 16 August 2024, were filed in the High Court by 5 petitioners, that is Isa Elanyi Chamao, Patrick Karani Ekirapa, Paul Ngeyuo Kirui, and the International Legal Consultancy Group Limited, and the Council of County Governors. The petition challenges the constitutionality of the decision of the National Assembly made on 28 September 2023 to remove county governments as a beneficiary of RMLF. It also challenges another decision of the National Assembly made on 13 August 2024, allegedly removing county governments as beneficiaries of Kenya shillings 10,522,211,853 shillings, conditional grants from the funds derived from RMLF in the financial year 2024-2025. The petitioners further challenge the constitutionality of KERA and KURA on the grounds that they infringe on the functions of county governments. Furthermore, that the decisions of the National Assembly were made without public participation or consultation with the Senate. The petitioners, Honorable Speaker, also allege that Section 47 of the Kenya Roads Act number 2 of 2007 and Section 6 of the Kenya Roads Board Act 1999 do not meet the threshold of the Constitution, as they do not recognize county governments, thus undermining devolution. Honorable Speaker, the petitioners are seeking several declarations and orders inter alia. One, a declaration that Section 47 of the Kenya Roads Act number 2 of 2007 and Section 6 of the Kenya Roads Board Act of 1999 are unconstitutional for undermining devolution. Two, that the National Assembly's decisions of 28 September 2023 and 13 August 2024, which remove county governments as beneficiaries of RMLF and as beneficiary of the Kenya shillings 10,522,211,853 for the financial years 2024-2025 and financial year 2025-2026 be deemed as illegal and unconstitutional and therefore quashed. 3, the court compelled the Kenya Roads Board to disburse to the county governments the sum of Kenya shillings 10.522 billion due to them for the financial year 2024-2025. 4, an injunction to prevent the continued exclusion of counties from RMLF funding and to stop the Kenya Roads Board from funding the Kenya Urban Roads Authority and the Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, through the RMLF. The Kenya Roads Board and Cabinet Secretary Roads and the Transport, the Attorney General and Parliament to amend the Kenya Roads Board Act of 1999 to include county governments as... Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from the loud consultations behind me. And this is a matter that I have seen many of us agitate on, but few now are paying attention.
Honorable member leaning next to another member. Who is that?
Major Bashir.
Major Bashir. A retired major. Take your seat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Major retired is a retired major. That is why he's leaning, not standing at attention. 6, Honorable Speaker, is an order directing the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport and the Attorney General to reclassify all roads in Kenya within 12 months to align with the constitutionally permissible framework, national trunk roads and county roads. On the 19th of August 2024, the court granted conservatory orders suspending the decision of the National Assembly of 13th August 2024 not to recognize and or remove county governments as beneficiaries of the RMLF in the financial year 24-25 and the decision of the National Assembly to further remove county governments as beneficiaries of the 10.5 billion conditional grants from funds derived from the RMLF in the financial year 24-25. Subsequently, the petition was heard before the High Court on 7th April 2025 and judgment reserved for 28th April, which was yesterday. However, before the judgment could be delivered, the parties to the petition agreed to enter into a consent to suspend the delivery of judgment in order to allow for an out-of-court settlement and conclusion of the legislative process in respect of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill 2025, which this House passed last week. The matter came up before the High Court on 28th April, again yesterday, where the consent was adopted as an order of the court with directions that the matter be mentioned on the 19th of May 2025 to update the court on the progress of negotiations. For the benefit of the member for Kajiado, women for Kajiado, I have said that the Honorable Court yesterday adopted the consent. The day before yesterday, and the matter will be mentioned on the 19th of May 2025 to update the court on the progress of negotiations. Honorable Speaker, I'm repeating that so that it is clear to members to understand where we are, so that even as we engage with this matter, because I'm aware the CS in charge of transport is lined up to appear before the House, so that we are measured, that we are in a process of negotiating. And it is important that when you're in a process of negotiating, we are very measured in the manner of things that we do and say. Honorable Speaker, in light of these developments, the House leadership has scheduled a meeting on 5th May 2025 with the Council of Governors to deliberate on the matters arising out of the court case with the aim of a settlement of the case out of court. As I conclude, Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this 5th of May. Allow me to take this opportunity on behalf of the House Business Committee to wish all members a restful period as they spend time with their families during this short working recess. Members will remember that this is supposed to be the long recess, which would have been about 4 to 5 weeks. We have since cut it to 3 weeks to allow us to be back in time to process the budget for the next financial year, and also for members to be around during the National Prayer Breakfast, which is slated, as Honorable Speaker, you said in your communication earlier, for the benefit of those who are not in the House, on the 29th of May, which is the first Thursday after we resume. Therefore, wish all of you a good recess as we embark on this very short recess of 3 weeks, which is also a working recess. Many of our committees will be sitting to consider the budget estimates, that some of which I've just tabled and others that will be tabled later this afternoon. With that, I now wish to lay this statement on the floor of the House, and thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery St. Catherine Girls Secondary School from Bomet East, Bomet County. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Yes, Richard Yegon, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome the students from St. Catherine Girls from Bomet East. It happened that they are just coming from my doorstep, and I had not realized that they were coming from my constituency. So, Mr. Speaker, I would like to tell the students from my constituency that it is good that they have come to benchmark here, and being here means they are going to work very hard, and in the near future, most of them are going to join these August Scouts, or 1 or 2 of them will join. I want to encourage them to that before they go back home. Just try to learn a lot by moving around, seeing all what's happening here, so that in the near future you get an encouragement here so that you can go places in the near future. I want to wish you well and welcome to this August House. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Clerk, call back order number 6 for the minority leader to give notice of motion.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Consultation, engagement, not the way it was before, only the court.
Yes.
So, Mr. Speaker, I beg to give a notice of motion of an ad hoc committee on a framework for the streamlining and consolidation of education funding in the country for purpose of provision of free and compulsory basic education through National Education Fund. Aware that the Kenya Vision 2030 was rolled out with the aim of transforming Kenya into a newly industrializing middle-income country, providing a high quality of life to all its citizens by 2030. Appreciating that education is a crucial compound of accelerating the realization of Vision 2030, hence Article 43.1 and 53.1b of the Constitution entitles every child to the right to free and compulsory basic education. Noting that the government provides capitation per child towards free primary education and subsidized secondary and tertiary education, which is supplemented by funds from household contributions, grants, donations, levies, charities, scholarships, and bursaries, including those from Presidency, Ministry of Education, the National Government, Constituency Development Fund, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and county governments. Cognizant that despite the constitutional provision on free basic education and the framework for financing education, parents and guardians still bear significant cost for boarding, meals, supplementary learning materials, and infrastructural development, necessitating bursary support for needy students, Mr. Speaker. Concerned that the multiplicity of channels and standards involved in education financing contributes to multiple allocation of bursaries and scholarships to single beneficiaries, disadvantaging deserving students. Further, concerned that the process of allocation and distribution of bursary funds and the identification of beneficiaries for bursaries and scholarships lacks transparency and clear eligibility criteria, and the application and processing procedures do not provide for established appeal mechanisms for resources by students denied bursary or scholarship awards. Acknowledging that the absence of a comprehensive database of students in basic and higher education hampers the effective and equitable distribution, disbursement, and utilization of bursaries and scholarships, and the current funding model, including insufficient government capitation, exacerbates this issue. Considering that the education financing models are currently designed, particularly the disbursement of bursaries and scholarships, is fragmented, uncoordinated, and inefficient, leading to duplication, incompetencies, lack of accountability, and overlapping mandates among multiple government and private entities, including between the national government and county governments, contrary to the fourth schedule of the Constitution. Deeply concerned that lack of a unified and comprehensive framework on allocation, issuance, administration, coordination, synchronization, management, and oversight of education funding, particularly bursaries and scholarships, in sync with government capitation, not only causes duplication, incompetencies, and unaccountability, but also hampers the realization of free and compulsory basic education in Kenya. Appreciating that the education funding, including capitation, bursaries, and scholarships, play a vital role in supplementing funding for enhancing access to free education, particularly for children from disadvantaged backgrounds, hence contributing to the realization of a universal basic education. Now, therefore, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259C, the House... Mr. Speaker, my eyes is failing me. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to establish an ad hoc select committee to review the current education funding administration processes in the country and recommend a unified, comprehensive, and sustainable framework for the purposes of facilitating free and compulsory education at the primary, secondary, and tertiary levels. B, approves following terms of reference to guide the ad hoc select committee in undertaking the mandate. 1, conduct a situational analysis of all existing education funds at national and county levels, map and analyze all existing education-related funds, including government capitation, bursaries, and scholarships and grants, assess the legal, institutional, financial, and operational aspects of the current education funds administration in the country, review existing policies, procedures, and best practices related to education fund administration, both locally and internationally, engage stakeholders, including students, education institutions, funding bodies, including private sector partners, and relevant government departments, identify overlaps, inefficiencies, and gaps in the current education funding system, propose a governance and operational structure for a unified education fund, including funding support from the private sector, develop for fund allocation, access and reporting, propose an efficient, accountable, equitable, inclusive, comprehensive and sustainable framework aligned with the National Education Goals and Vision 2030. Propose criteria for eligibility, selection, disbursement of education funds. Recommend monitoring and evaluation mechanism to ensure transparency and accountability in the disbursement of education funds. Propose a bill to establish a unified legal and institutional frameworks to govern the sustainable funding of basic education, university education, and tertiary education and connected purposes, and any other attendant matters. Resolve the ad hoc select committee reports to the House within 90 days after its appointment. Approves the following members to the ad hoc select committee. 1. Honorable Junet Mohammed, EGH MP. Honorable Lesuda Josephine Naisula, OGW MP. Honorable Otucho Mary Emase MP. Honorable Mule Stephen Mutinda MP. Honorable Karuria Elijah Njoroge MP. Honorable Siat Amin Udgon MP. Honorable Omboko Milema Jeremiah MP. Honorable Obara Eva Kinyi MP. Honorable Mukhwana Titus Kamala MP. Honorable Dr. Mamwacha Onchoke Charles MP. Honorable Gisairo Cliff Ombane MP. Honorable Karitho Kiili Daniel MP. Honorable Caroline Jepto Ngalechei MP. Honorable Kiboro Keruben MP. Honorable Jen Kagiri Wangeshi MP. Honorable Adan Kainan MP. And Honorable Amina Munyasi MP. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Order. Order, Kandir. Order, Kandir. Order, Kandir. Honorable Kandir. Order. Order. Order, members. Order, members. Order. Honorable Kandir. Honorable Kandir, this is not a rally situation. This is a parliament. Will you leave the chamber now, Honorable Kandir, for the rest of the day? Will you take leave of the chamber? Order. Honorable Kandir, just take your leave. When your temper is cooled, I'll allow you back when we resume. Quietly leave the chamber. Order, Honorable Kandir, will you leave the chamber now? Honorable Kandir, if you don't leave, you'll be assisted to leave. You know very well, honorable members, that this is the last resort that the chair and the speaker will resort to. Honorable Kandir has been a distinguished and respectable member of this House. I don't know what he had for lunch today. Yes, Honorable Osoro at order number. Yes, Bowen, what is it about?
Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to support the statement or the motion by...
Order, Honorable Bowen, take your seat. You are a very senior member of this House. Under what standing order do you support a notice of motion? It's a notice of motion. You wait, you'll debate it and support as loudly and boisterously as you wish. Under order number 7, we go back to order number 7. I have been requested by the majority whip to give him 3-4 minutes to request for a statement. All members with requests for statements, you will do so after we have finished with the Prime Cabinet Secretary and the CS Roads. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding mining machinery belonging to the Rio Kavirondo Limited, seized at Rongo Police Station in Migori County. Honourable Speaker, the Rio Kavirondo Limited is a Kenyan registered mining company with recognized and valid licenses. Since 2021, the company has been actively involved in legitimate mining activities and other matters related to mining rights and land ownership, and particularly in Migori County and other parts of Western Kenya. However, Honourable Speaker, in 2023, the company's mining machinery was confiscated and taken to Rongo Police Station in Migori County, where it has been stored to date. This is despite there being no active court case or ongoing investigation concerning the equipment, and notwithstanding the company being the sole legitimate holder of a mining license in the region. Honourable Speaker, the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every person for freedom, the freedom to engage in lawful business and economic activities, including the right to establish, operate, and manage businesses without unlawful interference. The seizure and continued retention of the mining machinery belonging to the Rio Kavirondo Limited is a deprivation of their property rights and a threat to the company's survival. Honourable Speaker, it is in this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following reasons why the mining machinery belonging to Rio Kavirondo Limited has been held at Rongo Police Station since 2023, despite there being no active court case or ongoing investigation concerning the equipment, action being put in place by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to release the machinery to enable the company to proceed with its mining activities, and the timeline for the release of the said machinery. And finally, Honourable Speaker, measures being taken by the Ministry of Interior and National Administration to ensure the protection of economic and social rights and guarantee the freedom of entrepreneurs to engage in lawful economic activities. I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you, honourable members. We have the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Who is your chairperson of, was it security? Yes, Tongoyo.
Honourable Speaker, we're able to give the response the first week once we resume from recess.
The first week is crowded. Do the second week.
Yeah, but nevertheless, Honourable Speaker, we had also discussed with a concerned member so that I can able maybe to reach to the IG and see whether they can have the intervention, considering that the recess may be a little bit long.
Honourable members. Yes, Kisairo.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I would like to seek your indulgence on an issue that is perturbing a number of members. On 16th, while the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury was here, he did promise that he will send 7 billion on or before 29th. Honourable Speaker, we are going for a long recess. The Majority Leader wished us a very restful break and interaction with our constituents, which I can promise will not happen, Honourable Speaker, because as at today, that money has not even been processed from Treasury. And I would like to seek your indulgence that while we are engaging the Prime Cabinet Secretary, you can instruct someone from that side of the leadership to get in touch with Treasury so that when we are done, we get a comprehensive response. Otherwise, Honourable Speaker, if we proceed on recess, we are likely not to see the CDF money until the time we come back. This has been the same game that I've always raised, that we are given dates that coincide with our recess, and we'll end up having the financial year completed with us having not received even 50%
You've made your
of our
point.
CDF. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
You've made your point. We'll give you some communication in the course of the sitting this afternoon. Which? We will communicate in the course of the afternoon. Honorable members, before we invite the PCS, I have Order Kainan. Honorable members, I have a short communication. Guidance on consideration of the budget estimates for financial year 2025-26. Honorable members, Article 221 of the Constitution as read together with Section 39 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 requires the National Assembly to consider the estimates of revenue and expenditure of the national government, parliament, and the judiciary for each financial year. These estimates, once approved by the National Assembly, form the basis for the Annual Appropriation Act. Honourable members, as you may be aware, the estimates have since been submitted and tabled before the National Assembly as required by the law. Consequently, and pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 235, the estimates now stand committed to respective departmental committees and the Budget and Appropriations Committee for consideration. The departmental committees are required to engage with the relevant stakeholders to ensure the participation of all players in the process. It should be noted that the Budget and Appropriations Committee is required to discuss and review the budget estimates and make recommendations to the House, taking into account the recommendations of the departmental committees, the views of Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury, and the general public. Honourable members, I also wish to inform the House that I have received the draft Finance Bill 2025 from the Cabinet, which relates to the revenue-raising measures for the budget submitted. It will be committed to the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning for consideration and public participation upon publication and first reading. Indeed, members will note that the House is scheduled to proceed for recess at the rise of today's sitting. This break will provide adequate time for committees to embark on this activity, among others. Finally, I encourage members to actively acquaint themselves with the contents of the estimates and to participate in the exercise and ensure that their views and those of their electorate are taken into account during the consideration of the national budget. The House accordingly guided, and honourable members, I encourage you, when these documents are tabled or bills are published, read them. Read them, analyze them, debate them in this House. Helpless villagers in funerals and public places out there will not help you debate and pass appropriate budgeting processes in this House. So avoid the temptation to stand before helpless nursery kids and tell them that you are opposing a bill that you are supposed to debate in this House. I have seen this happen in many places. You don't look good when you do that, honourable members. Thank you. Yes, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, as in line with your communication, the real finance bill now has arrived in Parliament.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, you remember the last 2 months, let's say, there have been a finance bill that has been circulating and people discussing in public forums, claiming that, oh, there is this taxation, there is that taxation. We want to urge Kenyans from the floor of this House that the real finance bill is with us now. There should be no misinformation, disinformation, misrepresentation, and misinformation of the public, Mr. Speaker. The finance bill should be interpreted in accordance with what is written in the finance bill. And please, we have only one finance bill in the House. If you want to import your own things into the finance bill, that please don't mislead Kenyans. And the people I am talking to are exactly facing my eyes. I don't want to mention names, Mr. Speaker. They are looking at me in the eye. We know each other, Mr. Speaker. They're in this House, some of them. Please, let us tell the public exactly what is in the finance bill. If there are no more taxations, there are no more taxations. Let us not import things into the finance bill that does not exist. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honourable members. Now we'll give an opportunity. Kamket will move on. What is it, Kamket? Yes, member for Baringo East. Give him the mic. Member for Tiati, which is in Baringo.
No mic. Thank you.
It used to be called Baringo East.
Yes, that is true.
Yes.
Before it was renamed Mighty Tiati.
What is your issue?
No, Mr. Speaker, I'm very happy. I just wanted to comment on how times really change. And to congratulate my friend, Honorable Junet.
Order, Comcade.
He is now
order. Switch off that mic. I can see the trajectory you are taking. I will not allow you. I will not allow you. Order, members. Prime Cabinet Secretary, welcome to the House. Order, members. We have 3 questions and a statement to be made on matters of hardship designations in the country. The member who asked about hardship is out of the country, but the matter is of immense interest to all members in the House. Honorable Jared Okello is not here. I designate you, Honorable Millie Odhiambo, to hold brief for him. You remember what he asked for on issues of designations of areas as hardship areas, the allowances that go with it, and the depletion of public servants from those areas to areas where it is designated. But before you do that, Prime Cabinet Secretary, we'll start with the 3 questions listed. They are very short. You'll answer the question. I'll allow 2 joyriders to each question. And then we come to the issue of hardship. Thereafter, we'll have Prime Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir to come to speak to you about RMLF. Sorry, CS Davis Chirchir. Question 034 of 2025, Stephen Mogaka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and welcome, Prime Cabinet Secretary. My question number 34 is in respect of a university student known as Chris Anyuga Barake, a passport holder number B203878, who was arrested and detained in India on allegations of online fraud, and that is way back on 6th October 2023, and the student was denied bail. Mr. Speaker, I wish to know what measures are being taken by the ministry to facilitate the family reuniting with these young students, and I would also want to know what measures are being taken
Honorable
to safeguard...
Mogaka, you know how to ask a question. Read the question as framed on the order paper.
Could the Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Speaker, state measures that the government is taking to intervene and assist Mr. Chris Anyuga Barake of passport number B203878, who was arrested and detained in India on allegations of online fraud on 6th October 2023 and denied bail? Would the Cabinet Secretary state the measures being taken by the ministry to facilitate the family in reuniting with the said Chris Barake, and to outline the measures being taken to safeguard Kenyans in general in foreign countries? I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mogaka. Prime.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to respond as follows. First is on the measures that the government is taking to intervene and assist Chris Anyuga Barake. Chris Barake Ayunga, Kenyan citizen, and a holder of passport number B203878, traveled to India as a student and joined Kantaka University. He was arrested on 6th October 2023 for cyber fraud and charged with the offense of identity theft and cheating by impersonation using computer resources under the Information Technology Act of India. He was also charged under the Foreigners Act for not having a valid visa. He is being detained at Nelamangala detention camp in Bangalore, pending determination of his case. The second aspect of the question Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The second aspect of the question is measures being taken by the ministry to facilitate the family in reuniting with Mr. Chris Barake. Mr. Ayunga has an advocate representing him in court. He was granted a personal bond of 200,000 Indian rupees with one surety of the same amount. However, he is yet to be released until he renews his visa to enable the trial court to make further orders for his release. He has paid for the renewal of the visa, which is under review by the Indian government. Our mission in New Delhi makes welfare checks on Mr. Ayunga, and the latest check was on 16th April 2025, and they have confirmed he is in good health. The mission has also been following up on the progress of the case and makes regular updates to the family. The third aspect is measures being taken to safeguard Kenyans in foreign countries. The government has a constitutional mandate to protect its citizens, including those in the diaspora. And there are several measures, a raft of measures, in place to safeguard Kenyans in foreign countries. Mr. Speaker, I'll try to highlight some of them, but most of them are in the written statement answer that I've already provided. One is continuous registration of Kenyans abroad at the embassies and at the State Department of Diaspora Affairs for accountability. The government has also signed several labor agreements and still negotiating others aimed at safeguarding the rights and welfare of Kenyans working abroad. We have also introduced mobile consular services, outreach programs, to be able to reach as many Kenyans abroad in remote parts away from where the embassies are, to be able to assist them to get the relevant travel documents. The State Department of Diaspora Affairs has also developed a legal aid information framework and pre-departure manuals to provide Kenyans going abroad with information on their rights and essential basic information of their country of destination. The government has also established a clear reporting channel where Kenyans in the diaspora or their relatives in Kenya can report any kind of distress through the ministry's e-citizen portal. Our hotline numbers and emails are on through the 24-hour call center at the State Department of Diaspora Affairs. Kenya missions abroad have consular desks mainly staffed by immigration attachés who handle consular concerns, issue citizens with necessary documents, and assist with the repatriation of mortal remains. They also pay consular visits to Kenyans in detention centers, prisons, hospitals, and deportation centers to provide consular assistance. However, not all missions have immigration attachés, hence it is critical for the ministry to bolster the workforce in the missions abroad. During emergency situations, the government carries out evacuation of Kenyans from affected countries. For Kenyans in conflict with the law, the missions facilitate them with service of a translator, more so in non-English speaking countries, to ensure they understand the court proceedings. In certain cases, mission staff attend court hearings while they do not offer legal representation. They monitor the cases to ensure the right to fair trial is not violated and keep the families updated on progress. And these two aspects relate to the case in question. Kenyans in distress who have no passports are provided with emergency travel documents to facilitate repatriation, and the State Department of Diaspora Affairs supports with tickets where families are unable to procure tickets. Through diaspora engagements, Kenyans are continuously sensitized and urged to observe the rules and laws of their host countries to avoid violation of laws. Finally, the State Department has also developed a diaspora mental health action plan to facilitate engagement with the diaspora to offer counseling services. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Gaka, if you have any supplementary, after that I'll allow two joyriders.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am happy with what the ministry is doing, save to, on behalf of the family, request that under the presumption of innocence until proven guilty in the common law regime where India falls, I do plead that the ministry does assist the student not to miss his university examinations while under detention. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's just a comment. Maclap.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to get clarification, or is the Cabinet Secretary, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, aware of a Kenyan citizen by the name of Parsite Rerimoi, who hails from Keturwa sublocation in Baringo West, Baringo North sub-county.
The name is?
Parsite Rerimoi.
Okay.
Who has been jailed in Mexico for 80 years. Because he was found with Mexicans who were smoking narcotics.
You don't smoke narcotics, you smoke bang.
That one, Mr. Speaker, because me, I'm not a partaker, so I do not know even, I have never seen it before. But Mr. Speaker, that Kenyan has suffered, and the Mexican court has jailed him falsely because he was with Mexicans for 80 years, slapped the family who are peasant farmers in Baringo with $8,300 that they do not know even the conversion, that could take to about 1.2. Can the Prime Cabinet Secretary take up that matter and inform this House, Mr. Speaker, and for the people of Baringo North to know the fate of Parsite? 80 years, and the man is already 40 years. Is actually like sentencing to death, Mr. Speaker.
Passaris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I really want to commend the ministry for the work that they're doing. I know that recently they brought in a whole team of Kenyans that were taken to that were in Myanmar, and they were stranded there. They were taken by rogue agents to go and work where there was no work in Thailand. And then they were stranded there and they were really suffering. And the Ministry of Foreign Affairs brought those Kenyans back to their country at the cost of the government. I know that there is a case right now of somebody in the UAE, James Kariuki, who was arrested for fraud as well. I'll be sharing the details with the ministry. He was actually, it was identity fraud, and even while he was in jail, his ID was being used to defraud other organizations, and he's currently serving in jail. But I think that there is an important thing that we need to do as a country. We need to do a lot of education, civic education about what is going wrong in the society, and we need to actually use online to market the hotlines that Kenyans can call out there, because I think there's not enough information. So I really commend them for the work that they're doing, and I ask them to be more proactive in terms of informing Kenyans how not to be caught in such situations. And thank you for helping all the Kenyans that are out there to come back home when stranded.
Pareo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to bring in an issue of Mr. John Maina Wanjiro, whom I brought this issue to this parliament and have not yet gotten an answer. And John Maina was invited to Dubai by Monica while he was looking for a job. And then he arrived, he traveled on the 15th May 2023, and then disappeared on the 25th June 2023. And until today, we have not heard of him, and the parents are looking forward to seeing him, and they have used all means to try to trace the young man, and until today, they have never known where he is. So I'm bringing this issue so that we can see if the government can trace of his whereabouts. Thank you.
Do you have the contacts of the Monica?
Yes, I have the contacts of Monica, who invited him.
Okay. Last on this, Joyriders, Wamushomba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to affirm on the case that the Honorable Passaris has talked about, because James Kariuki happens to be my voter from Githunguri. This case, Mr. Speaker, and I'm happy that the Prime Cabinet Minister is here, is attracting a lot of foreign attention. Because James was arraigned in court and he was jailed for 2 years for having been involved in electronic fraud. But while he was serving his term in jail in Sharjah, in UAE, another crime was committed using his documents. And now he's been arraigned again and he's been detained for the second crime, not having completed the first jail sentence. And he's supposed to be out with to pay 2 million Kenya shillings for bond. And of course, he has no papers, he has no visa, he cannot be able to even afford for that. And I understand, Mr. Speaker, and this is to the attention of, please excuse me, I'm making a lot of noise. This is the attention of the Prime Cabinet Minister. I understand that there are so many of our young people in UAE who went there in the invitation of electronic jobs, but have ended up being used for international electronic fraud under coercion of some foreigners. And I understand James is only one victim that is registered and has been arraigned, but there are very many in cells. Can the Prime Cabinet Minister assist us to know whether he's aware of these many children, many young Kenyans in UAE, in cells, and how can we help James and many others that have not been brought to our attention? I happen to have contacts of James, the family, and I would be happy to help you, to assist you to sort out this issue.
You can respond to those.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me start with the question of Mr. Barake on the examination. This is something we have noted, and we'll communicate and see if our efforts through the diplomatic channels can allow Mr. Barake to do his examinations while the other matters are being attended to. So we will follow that up through the diplomatic channels immediately. On the issue of Parstay, Remoy, I must say that I do not have the specific details on this, and would be happy to get some.
When you get details, you can write to the committee.
We can then now give a more comprehensive response. On the issue raised by the Honorable Passaris, which in a way also ties with the member for Githunguri, I want to state that first, let me acknowledge with appreciation the compliments for the efforts that the ministry has taken to help the ones who are in Myanmar and indeed in some other areas to be brought back. I just want to say something on this, with your indulgence, Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, so that perhaps I can help in conveying this message and seeking the help of the parliamentarians to be able to campaign with us to educate our young people as they go out. Now, Mr. James Kariuki, he was arrested in a cyber cafe in Dubai, undertaking the fraudulent activities together with others, as has been pointed out. And electronically, we also have to bear in mind that once your details are violated, it's possible that even if you are here, somebody else will be using your activities. And I have had this kind of experience myself, where at one time, my Visa card was being used in a country that I had not stepped into. And I had to write officially to the institution to confirm to them and give them details of my passport and travel to show that I was never in that country. So once your electronic details are taken, it is possible that somebody can continue misusing those details for their personal gain. So it's important that we all are vigilant on this. We will nevertheless take up the matter again with our mission and see what more can be done to assist in enabling Kariuki to have access to legal support so that he can be able to deal with his challenges. The issue of the hotlines are well taken. On Pareo, again, I would seek that we get proper details because we have no idea who Monica is. So I would appeal that the member can communicate officially with more details to us so that the ministry can have a starting point in the follow-up process of this other individual. Now, Mr. Speaker, the point I wanted to raise, without in any way casting aspersion as to the innocence or guilt of the individuals that are in this particular question, I just want to state that we have over 1,000 Kenyans incarcerated in different countries for various reasons. Some misdemeanors and some serious offenses that have been committed. It is not our wish that we see these Kenyans languishing in various places. But I would like us to acknowledge that it is important that we engage in a collective campaign as leaders to be able to convey, especially to the young people, because we have a demographic issue here. The young people are the ones who are really traveling, and they constitute 70% of our population. They are not informed about certain consequences. It is our duty, collectively, to start conveying messages of awareness to our young people in all our constituencies in the country that they should be cautious, because landing into trouble there can be very painful. You can be isolated, you can be alone, and by the time somebody discovers you are in trouble somewhere, it may be too late. So this is a message that I would want to appeal through you, Mr. Speaker, so that we advise our young people about that. The second point, Mr. Speaker, is the hard truth that also needs to go out. And the hard truth is this, that Parliament, as they allocate resources, Parliament does not allocate resources for the government of Kenya to continuously bail out Kenyans who have landed into the wrong side of the law in various countries. I think it is important for this to be appreciated, because all resource allocation is done here, and therefore our people should know that as much as it's a constitutional obligation to safeguard Kenyans, we must also be realistic and tell Kenyans that they have to obey the law. Once the wheels are up, the law in play is the law of that country. And even here, in our own country, if somebody is on the wrong side of the law, you face the consequences procedurally. So we must also alert our people that we cannot have a society where we are being pressurized. Parliament indirectly is pressurized through the ministry to be providing money, to be bailing out people who have been involved in unlawful activities. So, Mr. Speaker, through you, I just want to appeal that we become cognizant of this and we communicate to our Kenyans so that we don't face further embarrassment as we go forward. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Question 035, 2025, Honorable Cynthia Muge. Yes, Wangela, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, thank you, because the Minister for Foreign Affairs is here. Mr. Speaker, we people in Busia who live along the lake, people in Kisumu County who live along the lake, people from Abay who live along the lake, and people of Migori who live along the lake, and that is Lake Victoria, which is a shared resource. Mr. Speaker, our people have severally landed into problems just because they have gone to fish. The boundary is not indicated, but they are arrested by the Ugandans who keep on extorting them. If they don't have that money, they are taken to jails in Uganda, and there is many of them there. When you report to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it has really done little, that we go even further as a people to go and raise money to help these people. But they have not intervened as a government that this is a shared resource by our people crossing to come and do fishing, and fish are fish are bred in Kenya. They only cross into deeper seas. They are arrested. What is the ministry doing to ensure now they show us or they demarcate, because they had started demarcating the boundaries. And I think at that time, Honorable Speaker, you were the Minister for Foreign Affairs at that time when they were trying to demarcate, but it stopped somewhere. When are they going to prioritize to demarcate the boundary between Kenya and Uganda in Lake Victoria?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say that this process is ongoing. The issue of the demarcation, because we have a department, the KIBO, Kenya International Boundaries Organization, and it's only 2 weeks ago that they gave me a brief on the progress that they are making. Normally, this is a collaborative effort between the countries, and both countries must work in harmony and in tandem. So it's an ongoing process. We have covered substantial parts of our boundaries, but others remain. And the area you mentioned is one of the areas where we are consulting so that we work together with the government of Uganda and indeed even the government of Tanzania, when we are looking at the boundaries in the Lake Victoria area. And it's not easy. It's a very expensive exercise, but I want to assure you it's ongoing. However, we will continue with our diplomatic efforts to always mitigate and intervene in areas that you speak of. When I was making reference to the wrong side of the law, Mr. Speaker, I was not talking of the kind of situation that we find ourselves with through the fishing. I was talking of the wrong side of the law where some Kenyans are involved in either drug trafficking, human trafficking, and some of those areas. And I really plead that the Kenyans, especially those who want to go out of the country, please consult with the ministry so that we also advise you on the hotspots in some of these areas, and we avoid you going there because some of them have landed in these difficult areas because they never consulted. Thank you.
Cynthia Muge.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Could the Cabinet Secretary provide a report detailing the data and statistics of all children born to Kenyan mothers whom, according to Saudi Arabia laws, are non-citizens, and the steps being taken by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs to process their exit permits? That's question number one. Number two, could the Cabinet Secretary clarify whether there are any actions to address the challenges faced by stateless children born to Kenyan mothers, particularly in cases where former employers have confiscated the passports of the mothers and ensuring that their rights are fully protected? And the last question, could the Cabinet Secretary, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, state the measures put in place to ensure timely processing of the DNA samples collected from Kenyan mothers and their children, including the timelines of processing and issuance of exit permits for these children? Those are my questions, Honorable Speaker, and the Prime Cabinet Secretary should know that this is a very emotive issue where children who are born to Kenyan mothers living in Saudi Arabia cannot access medical care and cannot access education because they are considered not to be eligibly in the country and do not even have...
after the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would wish to respond as follows. One, the government is apprised of the matter of children born to Kenyan mothers in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The number of children born to Kenyan mothers in our records as of now are 388. The processing of exit visas is done by the government of Saudi Arabia upon application by the individual. The mission assists Kenyans with children to apply for the exit visa, negotiate for waiver of the accumulated dependency fees, and follow up until they exit. On the clarity as to whether there are steps taken to address the challenges faced by stateless children born to Kenyan mothers, particularly in cases where former employers have confiscated the passports of the mothers, we wish to respond as follows. A, Article 14.1, as read with Clause 30 of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of Kenya, stipulates that a person is a citizen by birth if on the day of the person's birth, whether or not the person is born in Kenya, either the mother or the father of the person is a citizen. This provision outlines the principle of citizenship by parentage, thus granting automatic citizenship to children born abroad to Kenyan citizens. Therefore, in principle, we do not have children born of Kenyans in Saudi Arabia or elsewhere who are stateless. All that the parents need to do so as to apply for identification documents for them from the embassy in Riyadh or the consulate in Jeddah. 3, in instances where the parents have no passports, they apply for replacement through the embassy. In the alternative, the embassy issues them with emergency travel documents to enable them return to Kenya. Lack of a passport is not an impediment to acquisition of vital documents or repatriation. The third aspect of the question is that, as stated earlier, 707 DNA samples for children and their parents were collected for analysis. They were all processed and results shared with the parents to enable them apply for birth certificates and travel documents for the children. And the ministry continues to assist in this process so that we can have the DNA procedures undertaken as soon as possible.
Cynthia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am a bit confused by the statement or the answer. Of course, I appreciate the efforts and the fact that the ministry is keeping proper records. If not all of it, at least it's appreciated that there's some of it. The other item, that is the question number 2, about the mothers who have had their passports confiscated. You know, I think the Prime Cabinet Secretary is speaking to an ideal situation. Honorable Speaker, I'm trying to address the real situation on the ground in Saudi Arabia. Those mothers have gotten themselves a name called Kemboi. Kemboi means runaways. These are people who have zero documents. And Honorable Speaker, someone who is already running away from I don't know what cannot honestly walk into one of those offices to take part in a whole process that the Prime Cabinet Secretary is speaking to. And again, Honorable Speaker, I would like the Prime Cabinet Secretary to clarify, what do the laws of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia say about citizenship in Saudi Arabia? Because, Honorable Speaker, from where I sit and from the little knowledge I know about the laws of Saudi Arabia, 1, you cannot transfer citizenship to that child unless the father actually transfers it to that child in that country, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, the other part is about the travel, emergency travel documents. If this was working, Honorable Speaker, we'll have all these women, all these girls who have children running back home if it was as easy as you snap and you get it. So I want clarification on those 2 matters, Honorable Speaker. Otherwise, the other items, I think I'm satisfied with them. The fact that they have been able to collect samples to help them process their documents, I think that is very progressive, and I appreciate the Prime Cabinet Secretary's office for the same.
Dagala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I just want to ask this, a Kenyan from Shamahoho, Vihiga County, who died in, I think it's in Abu Dhabi, by the name Elizabeth Chausi, of passport holder AK 117992441. I want to know what the ministry is, which steps the ministry is taking, because this is a distressed family, is a family that cannot manage to retrieve the remains of their relative back to Shamahoho for burial. I want the PCS to tell us how the ministry is going to assist this family bring their kin back home to accord her a decent burial. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Raso. Dida Raso.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to ask the PCS One is about Kenyans registering themselves to the Kenyan embassy in Saudi Arabia. Apparently, a lot of problems we see emanating from different regions. I think Saudi Arabia comes worse. So for that reason, how much registration takes place? And secondly, we sign labor agreement with some of these countries. Why would they confiscate travel documents or passport from Kenyans if they are legally in those countries? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, let's take one more joyrider, the last one on this. Basil.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the CS. We have Kenyan children, Kenyan single mothers whose exit visas for children are denied for bearing children outside marriage. So what is the ministry doing to sort this particular issue, Mr. Speaker?
What is your question?
I'm talking of exit visas for children who are born outside marriage, detained in Saudi Arabia. So what is the ministry doing about this issue, Mr. Speaker?
Ferdinand, a child is a child whether parents are married or not. Isn't that the case? Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
I've already given to Ferdinand.
Mr. Speaker, I think our country is having a lot of problems, and very many of us have relatives, neighbors, what have you, who have run to the Middle East. Qatar, UAE, of course, and Saudi Arabia. I just want to find out whether the minister could have a program to be able to actually sensitize those who are going to these places before they leave, so that other than asking members of parliament, we may not be able to reach most of the people going to this Middle East, because we have so many Kenyans. I have a cousin of mine who left almost 8 years ago. I don't even know where she is, whether she's dead or alive. But we'll be able to have a program to be able to have people going to Middle East be sensitized on how to handle the situation in the Middle East. Thank you.
PCS, you can answer those.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to revisit the issue of the DNA. The DNA process is very personal, and the details you get out of it, you must make sure are not falling into the wrong hands. So one of the things, as we have done the samples, we take them there. They are given to the individuals in confidence, because sometimes the DNA could prove something else. And one of the issues why this process of DNA verification is very, very rigid with the Saudi government is that there's also worry that some people may be involved in child trafficking. So they are very rigorous in the sense that, and it means that they have had cases, not necessarily from Kenyans, but from other people who have claimed that those are their children, when in fact they may not be their children, and this has caused the challenge that we are facing as Kenya today. But I want to state that when I said moving to present documents, it is to the Kenyan embassy. If a Kenyan comes to a Kenyan embassy and says that I've lost my papers, there'll be no other conditionality. In fact, there's no conditionality at all. We'll start processing and verifying, because there are mechanisms to do so. So I just want to assure that the others will continue to sensitize that we are talking of them reporting to the Kenyan embassy and not to another embassy for them to get assistance. I also want to point out that we will look at the detail for the person from Shamahoho. We will follow up on that so that we can communicate to the House on that specific individual. I would also say the same. I think there was another person as well. There was somebody, Elizabeth Chausi. We are able to send funds to them for repatriation. Elizabeth Chausi. Now, I also, the Honorable Russo, you raised a very fundamental issue, that the frequency of concerns, of issues emanating from some of these areas. Indeed, it is a matter we have now taken very seriously because it's a pattern and we are engaging from a diplomatic angle to refine our engagement with them so that we can have a process, a stage where we have eliminated this kind of challenges that we are facing. Because some people have gone innocently to work and they find themselves in very awkward predicaments. We are also working very closely with law enforcement agencies. This is the DCI. We want to work also with the ESCC and others, because some of the entities that have been luring Kenyans without the due process, without the due procedure, are some of those that have caused this kind of situation that we are facing, where Kenyans move in and they were not processed properly. For instance, the ministry has what you'd call pre-departure protocols to advise them on what to expect, as the Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi was saying, with their process to be sensitized before they leave. There are some who prefer not to go through the process, and they find their way there because there's no limitation legally to prevent a Kenyan from moving. If a Kenyan wishes to go somewhere and they don't announce it, there's nothing you can do about it. But it's all really a question of sensitizing them so that we can have less and less of this challenge. But I want to reemphasize that it is absolutely important because we want all our Kenyans to be safe. The issue of human trafficking, the issue of drugs, the issue of being taken and being inducted into slave labor, including the process of being hired to engage in cyber fraud. These are very real threats to our young people, and it is important that we communicate. There was an ambassador in Kenya who once said, actions have consequences. It is important for us to really remind our young people that their actions have consequences. We don't want to lose them. Thank you.
Odhiambo. Elisha Odhiambo,
Thank
member
you.
for GEM.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is, I think he's reading 46 of 2025, but he should read 36 of 2025 if we are to follow the chronology. Mr. Speaker, could the Cabinet Secretary, Roman 1, state the measures the government is taking to ensure that children born abroad to Kenyans are recognized as citizens? Roman 2, explain how the government is supporting the economic participation of Kenyan born in foreign countries, particularly in acquiring property, securing employment, and harnessing their skills and expertise for national development. Roman 3, state strategies in place to establish a streamlined integration process for Kenyan born abroad, granting them equal rights, legal protection, and access to national systems like other citizens. Thank you.
PCS.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to respond as follows, and you may note that some of the issues I raise have also been canvassed in the immediate question, but let me proceed as follows. Once again, I wish to state that Article 14.1, as read with Clause 30 of the 6th Schedule of the Constitution of Kenya, stipulates that a person is a citizen by birth if on the day of the person's birth, whether or not the person is born in Kenya, either the mother or father of the person is a citizen. This provision, as I said, outlines the principle of citizenship by parentage, thus granting automatic citizenship to children born abroad to Kenyan citizens. For them to obtain official documents like birth certificates, passport, national ID, parents are required to register their births with the government of Kenya. These documents are issued in most of the missions abroad, where Kenyans can freely access them. And as we speak, applications are now done via the e-citizen platform and thus centralized. Additionally, the State Department for Diaspora Affairs carries out regular mobile consular services, outreach to take services to the diaspora in countries where we have high populations of Kenyans. The program takes a one government approach as it onboards government agencies to provide essential government services like the issuance of passports, IDs, birth certificates, certificates of good conduct, DNA sampling, among others, and we do it as a holistic approach. The second aspect of the question is how the government is supporting the economic participation of Kenyans abroad, particularly in acquiring property, securing employment, and contributing their skills and expertise to national development. Mr. Speaker, the government has implemented several initiatives to support the economic participation of Kenyans born abroad, recognizing the significant role in national development. These initiatives are many and varied, and they include, among others, first, it should be recognized that since independence, we never had the State Department of Diaspora Affairs. This is now in place, a department that is dedicated to facilitating and supporting Kenyans in the diaspora. This department has also launched the Kenya Diaspora Policy 2024, and in the policy, we articulate the government's commitment to engage with the Kenyan diaspora, aiming to integrate them into the national development agenda. It focuses on protecting their rights, engaging through partnerships, empowering them through job placements, and prospering them through investments. We have also developed a diaspora investment strategy, and this strategy aims at creating a framework that focuses on attracting diaspora investments, facilitating their engagement in Kenya's economic activities, and ensuring that their contributions are effectively integrated into our development plans. We have also been undertaking various diaspora investment promotions with Kenyans in different countries. We are also contemplating, Mr. Speaker, the issuing of a diaspora bond. The government is planning to launch a diaspora bond. This will enable Kenyans abroad to invest in priority projects back home in areas like infrastructure and housing. This conversation is going on with the Treasury and also with the institutions like MIGA of the World Bank. We have, Mr. Speaker, also broadened digital access to government services, and the government has digitized over 16,000 public services which are accessible via e-citizen platform. They include property registration and verification, business registration, tax return filing, and many more, which the diaspora can easily access and monitor their investments back home. There is also the aspect of dual citizenship. The government, in recognizing the importance of identity and investment, has made it easier to regain citizenship for Kenyans who lost citizenship after acquiring other nationalities. This has encouraged a greater economic participation. On matters of the global labor market, the department aims at enhancing employment opportunities for Kenyans abroad while safeguarding their rights and welfare. It also aims at aligning the skills of Kenyan workers with global labor market demands, ensuring that they meet international standards. The approach not only creates employment, but leverages the diaspora contribution to Kenya's socioeconomic growth by fostering knowledge, skills, and technology. We are creating the creation of the Diaspora Placement Agency, created in 2023, to focus on supporting Kenyans seeking jobs out there. We are also engaging in a diaspora exchange program, which offers short-term assignments for diaspora professionals in Kenya, technical and vocational education training institutions, and it focuses on transferring digital skills in areas like software development and data science. We also have the Konza Technopolis, and it contributes to skills and expertise in this area. Mr. Speaker, we've been going to an area where we even have the nomadic visas to allow Kenyans working even in different areas to be able to work from different countries and earn a living. Finally, what are the strategies in place to establish a streamlined integration process for Kenyans born abroad, guaranteeing them equal rights, legal protection, and access to national systems like other citizens? Mr. Speaker, we have reviewed the diaspora policy for 2024, and in the policy framework, we want to guarantee the protection of welfare and rights and continuous engagement and empowerment of Kenyans in the diaspora to realize their prosperity. This is in line with the government's constitutional mandate to protect citizens, whether within Kenya or abroad. The dual citizenship aspect, which I've already talked to. There's also continuous inclusive national engagement. We have more or less made it a tradition now that whenever we have state visits or critical visits from Kenyan government officials, we encourage diaspora engagements by Kenyans as they go out. We are also working on career and economic integration. This is spelled out in our policy so that we can broaden and facilitate integration of the Kenyan workforce and education institutions to enhance skills and technology transfer. I've also talked about the mobile consular services earlier, and of course, the enhancement of use of technology to move forward. Mr. Speaker, as you are also aware, that we have been progressively facilitating Kenyans abroad to also exercise their democratic right of voting when the election cycle is due. Thank you.
Yes, Alicia.
Mr. Speaker, I think I'm largely satisfied. Initially, there was a rigmarole in terms of having to come back home and apply.
If you are satisfied, no speech. You sit down. Yeah? Yes. You are satisfied? If the owner of the question is satisfied, do we need joyriders? We don't need joyriders. The owner is satisfied. Oundo, what is it?
Speaker, I come from a constituency that borders Uganda in a unique situation whereby quite 3/4 of people from my ancestry are in Uganda. And of course, again, this applies to the Maasais in Tanzania. I don't know what kind of measures or thinking is it at the ministry that can allow free movement of people between the 3 countries in East Africa region without having to go through the rigors of having to stamp your passport every day. Occasionally, Honorable Speaker, some go to eat lunch, then come back and go back to work. What measures is the ministry putting together the East African leaders to allow free movement?
Oundo, under the East African community, we have a protocol for free movement of people, goods, and services. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yes, that's on paper.
Parashina.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. As much as we are appreciating the answers from the Prime Cabinet Secretary, I wanted just to seek clarification or something concerning a person in Qatar called Innocent Mwangi Njoka. Innocent Mwangi Njoka happened to have gotten into an accident 2024 in Qatar. When he got an accident, he lost memory and he was taken to the hospital. But when they were in the hospital, the case was again, he was put in a case when he doesn't have any memory. And now the ruling was made on March 16. And he has been, he's supposed to pay 700,000 Kenya shilling. And the family is asking about what is the government doing to such kind of cases? Because we are only looking on now, these people are bringing in foreign exchange in terms of money. But we are not looking about their health in case they get chronic diseases, because they only do manual works, most of them in those countries. So you're asking about someone getting a chronic disease, and their families are being told to do arambes. What are the ministries doing towards insurance cover and towards protection and handling such a case of Innocent Mwangi Njoka of case number 5440 of 2025, traffic court in Qatar? Thank you.
Yes, member for Kajiado, is it East?
Correct.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was wondering whether our CS have the data on how many Kenyans are held in Saudi Arabia in jails, because this seems to have appeared as a very desperate situation. And I'm also wondering whether, knowing that, of course, our country does not strict movement of people or Kenyans to those countries, but I'm wondering whether the Ministry of Foreign Affairs can help develop a policy framework on sensitizing, of course, our citizens who are going to those countries and giving them the right information, and of course maybe having them sign a liability forms, because it seems like there is a big outcry on our workers in this Saudi Arabia country.
Martin, the last one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Maybe the CS can comment on this. Recently, there were young people.
Ask him a question. Don't ask him to comment.
There were young people on the street demonstrating on the scammed procedures for seeking foreign jobs. What measures do you have to manage and control cartel agencies that are scamming these young people? Because one of the reasons why they are vulnerable outside there is how they land there without any procedure.
Very good. I said 2 joyriders. We have already taken how many? Yes, Bowen?
Mr. Speaker, I just want to ask the Prime Cabinet Secretary, recently, some 2 days ago, there was we saw some news that the government scam jobs in these Machu jobs by the Ministry of Labor. Kasi Maju, yes. And then there were many Kenyans who were saying they were scammed by the Ministry of Labor under the CS Mutua. So I just want to ask the Cabinet Secretary whether they are working, what is their working relationship with the Ministry of Labor so that we don't see that kind of Kenyans who are being told there are some jobs somewhere outside the country and now it turns to be something different.
Yes, Edith Nyanze.
Thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity. I wanted to find out still on an issue in Saudi Arabia, what the Kenyan government is doing or the embassy is doing, especially on the awareness of all the people who are going there. Because as for now, there's a man from my constituency, Matinyani Ward, who died in his name is Salim Buvi, died in Saudi Arabia. And the cost of retrieving the body to Kenya is very high. He's left, the family is very poor. He went to look for green pastures, but now the body has become a burden to this poor family. So before they move there, is there in any way that there is an awareness or what could transpire when they go there? Thank you.
PCS, can you respond to those? Some are just comments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think on the issue of awareness, I had spoken to that, that particular issue, so I need not go back to it. And on the issue of people who are taking advantage of innocent Kenyans, in the previous response, I did say that the ministry is working with the law enforcement agencies, the DCI, the EACC, so that we can zero in on these unscrupulous people who are causing pain and anguish to innocent Kenyans. So this matter is ongoing, and we believe once the investigations are done thoroughly, the procedure is for them to face prosecution through the due process where the DPP takes over and they are taken to court. And I want to say that we are determined to bring order in this particular area. So we are following very, very closely so that we can have a hygienic process of assisting Kenyans who want to go and work in different countries. I will do some follow-up on the issue of raised by Mrs. Nyanze now because we are hearing about it for the first time. Then I would also want to state again that we are closely following the issues in the areas where we're having a lot of problems. We are engaging them diplomatically, some of the areas that you have mentioned, so that we can help in improving the conditions of Kenyans there. And I'm confident that in due course, we will have less and less of these complaints emerging. On the issue of the Kazi Maju, we want to adopt a whole-of-government approach, and we are working, our departments in both the Department of Labor, Ministry of Labor, and the Department of Diaspora Affairs are engaged in a very intricate but detailed conversation so that we can harmonize the issues around this space. And that is why we negotiate bilateral labor agreements and so forth, so that we do not have a situation where the left hand does not know what the right hand is doing. So this is an issue that we are following closely. We do not want to see the kind of headlines that we saw on this particular issue as we go forward.
You can deal with the issue on concerns regarding the criteria used by the government to classify hardship areas and payment of hardship allowances to teachers and other civil servants in the country. What is it, member for Busia?
Thank you,
if it's
Mr.
about
Speaker.
Issues in Saudi Arabia, tumepita hiyo.
It's general.
What is it?
How the ministry is curbing exploitation on Kenyans employed abroad because they go to overwork, but they are treated like slavery and paid very meager salaries. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Omanyo, such a general sweeping statement without facts cannot be a question. PCS, don't answer that. Go to the main. Go to the main. Okay. Deal with the issue of hardship. All members who have been agitating on issues of hardship, now it's your turn. I'll allow several joyriders. I'll start with Millie. Let the PCS make his statement first. You can see the hands, PCS.
Yes, yes.
This is a matter that has been bedeviling this House for the last 1 year.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, Mr. Speaker, before I make my statement, because it's quite comprehensive, let me just take 1 minute to really appreciate and thank the House for having supported and endorsed and finally passed the sessional paper on foreign policy. I really want to appreciate that because it helps us as we move forward. Thank you. Now, Mr. Speaker, this issue is definitely a matter of premium significance to the members and to all Kenyans, and therefore I will seek your indulgence so that I go through this statement. It's fairly comprehensive, but it is important because of the nature of the subject that we are dealing with. Mr. Speaker, I take this opportunity to thank you for inviting me to respond on the issues raised by Honorable Jared Okello, MP, and several other members of the National Assembly regarding the criteria used by government to classify hardship areas, especially for teachers and other civil servants in the country. The government has over the years identified and designated some regions of the country as hardship areas for purpose of payment of hardship allowance to public servants working in those areas. Designated hardship areas are considered to be remote with inadequacy in food supply, infrastructure, security, basic social services, and amenities. Hardship allowance was introduced in 1969 as an incentive for officers stationed in designated hardship areas. Mr. Speaker, Article 41 of the Constitution of Kenya provides that every person has a right to fair labor practices, which includes, among others, fair remuneration and reasonable working conditions. Section C10 of the Human Resources Policies and Procedures Manual for the Public Service, 2016, provides for payment of hardship allowance for officers stationed in designated hardship areas as an incentive to partially compensate public servants working in designated hardship areas. Mr. Speaker, let me now go to very specific aspects required of the statement. First, the House wants to have an overview on the criteria used by the Ministry of Public Service and Human Capital Development in determining hardship areas in the country. Mr. Speaker, designation of hardship areas was previously undertaken consultatively with the Office of the President, the then Provincial Administration and Internal Security, and the Directorate of Personnel Management. The designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance was to be progressively reviewed as areas became relatively developed and socioeconomic conditions improved across the country. It is noted that over the years, various jurisdictions in the public service, including the civil service, the teaching service, and the judiciary, have independently reviewed hardship areas using different parameters, thereby creating disparities in terms of categorization and rates of payment. It is further noted that the unit of analysis for designated hardship areas are not harmonized and vary across public service jurisdictions. For instance, the civil service uses the former district boundaries, while the teaching service under the Teachers Service Commission uses educational zones for categorization. The Honorable Speaker, currently, the civil service, county governments, and state corporations have 16 areas designated as hardship. Teaching service has 44, while the judiciary has 21 designated hardship areas. And in the statement I provided to Parliament, there's an Appendix 1 which indicates the list of these designated hardship areas. Mr. Speaker, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics identified and weighted 7 parameters to guide the determination and recategorization of hardship areas. The parameters were food, water, transport and communication services, social services, climate and terrain, security, and the poverty index. The weighted criteria are provided by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, and I've attached an Appendix 2 to this statement to help the MPs as they reflect on this. The second critical issue was that the House wanted to know the status report on the Interagency Technical Committee on the mode of addressing existing disparities in designated hardship allowances in the public service. Mr. Speaker, in cognizance of the existing disparities in designated hardship areas in the public service, and to promote fairness and parity of treatment of public servants, the government, through the ministry responsible for public service, constituted an interagency technical committee to undertake a study and review designated hardship areas. Mr. Speaker, the interagency committee was appointed by the Ministry of Public Service in March 2019. The committee comprised of representatives from the then following institutions: Ministry of Public Service and Gender, Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, Ministry of Education, the National Treasury and Planning, the Judiciary, the Public Service Commission, the Teachers Service Commission, the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, and the Commission on Revenue Allocation, the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, and the Council of Governors. Mr. Speaker, the terms of reference for the Interagency Technical Committee, amongst others, were as follows. 1, to study the current policies and applicable circulars on designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance in the civil service. 2, to undertake a comparative analysis of other existing policies on designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance in the public service and other jurisdictions. 3, to study the issues in petitions presented to the National Assembly on the matter of designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance to public servants. 4, to study concerns raised by the Union of Kenya Civil Servants regarding designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance as provided in the collective bargaining agreement of 2017 and make recommendations on implementation modalities. Then there was the issue of to address other issues incidental to the matter of designated hardship areas and the payment of allowances thereof. Finally, prepare a report on the study with recommendations on the way forward on categorization of designated hardship areas and payment hardship allowances. Mr. Speaker, the Interagency Technical Committee undertook a wide stakeholder engagement in carrying out the study. Some of the stakeholders' engagement by the committee was face-to-face interviews with officers from the ministries that I have mentioned and institutions that I have mentioned. In addition, the technical committee undertook the following: field visits to establish findings, reports from the respective deputy county commissioners, and socioeconomic data submitted by the respective county statistics officers of the areas visited. B, literature review on poverty indices in the country from annual economic surveys and reports prepared by the Commission on Revenue Allocation and the Equalization Fund. Mr. Speaker, the key findings and the recommendations of the report were as follows. A, there are areas currently designated as hardship or petitioned by stakeholders to be categorized as hardship. However, upon review, they were found not to be hardship areas. B, the severity of hardship in the reviewed areas vary from moderate to extreme. C, some of the currently designated hardship areas covered an entire county, sub-county, or division uniformly. It is also, however, noted that some regions have only specific locations with moderate or extreme hardship conditions, and the areas were reviewed and categorized appropriately. Not all public officers working in the hardship areas are compensated through payment of hardship allowance. This is due to disparities in the current policy guidelines on designated hardship areas in the public service. And E, some areas that were previously designated as hardship areas have acquired different status following implementation of the devolved system of governance and improved socioeconomic development across the country, and have been reviewed and recommended for degazettement. Mr. Speaker, the report of the Interagency Technical Committee on review of designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance in the public service was finalized and submitted to the Salaries and Remuneration Commission, SRC, for concurrence. The SRC reviewed the report and provided approved rates and will issue advice to the public service on the new rates once the hardship areas are gazetted after this review. The reviewed designated hardship areas have been submitted to the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service for gazettement. However, I would like to add a rider that the Head of Public Service will present this before Cabinet before the gazettement is done. And that process is now being processed. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Article 232(1) subsection B, on values and principles of public service, which provides for efficient, effective, and economic use of resources, I wish to inform this House that the implementation of the interagency technical report will reduce the financial implications for payment of hardship allowance from 25.9 billion Kenya shillings to 19.5 billion Kenya shillings per annum, thereby effecting a saving or occasioning a saving of about 6.5 billion Kenya shillings per annum to the government and indeed to the Kenyan taxpayer. This is as a result of the proposed harmonization of the designated hardship areas in the public service. I wish to invite Parliament to really take cognizance of that possible saving if the report is implemented. 3, clarification was sought by Parliament on why some of the civil servants receive hardship allowance while others do not qualify, yet they are working in similar areas or environment. Mr. Speaker, the existing policies applied by various jurisdictions across the public service on designated hardship areas is currently not harmonized. Hence, the disparities in the payment of hardship allowances. These disparities have led to disharmony among employees of the civil service, teaching service, and the judiciary deployed in the same geographical region, with some earning the allowance while others are not paid. Mr. Speaker, currently, some public servants deployed in the same geographical region may be paid hardship allowance while others do not qualify due to disparities in the areas designated as hardship. The civil service, county governments, state corporations, as I said earlier, have 16 areas as designated as hardship. Teaching service has 44. The judiciary has 21 hardship areas. So somewhere you can see we dropped the ball in this matter. The steps taken by the government to ensure the criteria used in determining hardship areas in the country is fair to all. This is another demand by Parliament. Mr. Speaker, to promote fairness, equity, and parity of treatment for employees in the public service, the government did constitute an interagency technical committee, and I've given the profile in the previous remarks, to address the disparities in the designated hardship areas. The Kenya National Bureau of Statistics provided parameters to guide the interagency technical committee in reviewing the designated hardship areas. The parameters include food, water, transport, and communication services, social services, climate and terrain, security, and the poverty index. In addition, the Kenya Bureau of Statistics provided the weighted criteria for determination of the hardship areas. And again, as I said, this is attached to the statement. The Interagency Technical Committee prepared and submitted to SRC on the categorization of the designated hardship areas and payment of hardship allowance in the public service. The report proposed the designated hardship areas to be categorized into two: moderate and extreme, with varying rates of hardship allowances. The SRC reviewed the rates of hardship allowance for public service in line with the proposed categorization of the designated hardship areas and advised the gazettement of the reviewed designated hardship areas before implementation. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, I once again wish to thank you for the opportunity to appear before the National Assembly. The Ministry of Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs has prioritized the implementation of the interagency report that will provide for harmonization. I submit.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the CS for giving a very detailed response that also gives historical background. Mr. Speaker, just like Honorable Jare Dokelo's constituency that has parts marked as hardship, also my constituency has parts that are marked as hardship area. I know Honorable Jare Dokelo's is mainly from flooding, mine is mainly from transport and communication. Mr. Speaker, you remember I was telling you in the House business that there's a part in my constituency. When you go, you use a boat or a ferry. Then if you manage to go with a car in a ferry, then you use a car up to a point, then you use a motorbike up to a point, then you walk, because there are parts even a motorbike can't go. So if you are talking about people who work there, they become truly hardship areas. I do understand, because part of my constituency is that. But Mr. Speaker, I just want one of the concerns that Honorable Jare Dokelo had was that when you have parts of your constituency that is marked as hardship and parts that are not, then everybody wants to flood there. How do you ensure that you don't get, for instance, our teachers, that they are all not flooded in one area as hardship? And Mr. Speaker, for myself, I just wanted to ask, because I've listened to the CS very carefully, because this is something that is very dear to me as a representative of Suba North. One that have not had all the criteria that have been mentioned, has not talked about like manifestation of disease like tsetse fly. You've talked about climate and all that. And yet a lot of people are not able to go, say, somewhere like Lambwe Valley because of things like that. And then the other issue is, I'm just wondering, because you had a very good interagency technical committee that has a number of people, and you have recommended, you have made very clear recommendations. But I'm wondering at what point you have the voice of the legislature, that is the voice of the people, and at what point you are coming up with a comprehensive policy where you translate the recommendations to either policy or law, so that people don't manipulate. You don't have the judiciary has less hardship than teachers, for instance, from the numbers that you are giving. It can't be so. Hardship is hardship for everyone. So when do you want to translate that report into policy or law, and where is the voice of the legislature?
Women Rep Tarakaniti.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for the response that you received from the Prime Minister or Cabinet. From the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, I wish to ask that Igambangombe sub-county in Tarakaniti County has been identified and classified as an ASAL area. So I'm asking, when will this sub-county be gazetted as an hardship area, so that the teachers and public servants in this area can start receiving the hardship allowances? Then, Mr. Speaker, sir, Daraka constituency was a long time ago gazetted as a hardship area. Teachers have been receiving the hardship allowances, but other civil servants are struggling. Most of them transferring out of Daraka constituency, and also Igambangombe, most of the schools are closing down because no teacher wants to be posted in that area. Most of them are transferring back to Daraka and Kitui and other areas, other surrounding sub-counties. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Farah.
Mr. Speaker,
very many of you want to ask questions, so everybody is limited to just one question.
Mr. Speaker, I have been around for a fairly long time, both in the country and this House. The original idea object and spirit of hardship allowance was to try and give an incentive to the areas that were historically marginalized, so that they can also, the officers who work in those places can have an incentive that pays them more so that they can cope with that life. And that was the former NFD and a pastoral areas, a few of them. And the same was the spirit for the Equalization Fund. Now we have a situation in which everybody wants to crowd into this and use every other criteria. Mr. Speaker, we are defeating the very basis, because the teachers in those areas, if you have seen, every time teachers are posted to those areas, they want to come back into the country because of insecurity, lack of infrastructure, and everything else. I don't have a tarmac road in my constituency.
Ask your question.
I'm giving, Mr. Speaker, I want you to indulge with me on this because you have seen this area. You practiced law in Mandera, and the only way you could get there is by flying. Road was impossible. I don't have a meter of tarmac in my constituency, and many other constituencies are like that. Now, Mr. Prime Cabinet Secretary, I think we should avoid crowding this so that you then defeat the very purpose for which it was meant in the first place. So what are you doing to make sure that those areas that are seriously hardship, the original in law, is the spirit and the object of the framers of that piece of legislation? It's not just the face value of the law itself or the practice. So what are you doing to make sure that those areas that were always hardship are also brought up to speed with the rest of the country, so they do not remain hardship forever? And how then can you make sure that this thing is not crowded? Thank you.
I've allowed him the latitude because of his seniority. If anybody does that, I'll stop you. Member for Teso South.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the truth is every constituency has a pocket of marginalization or hardship. So my question is, what plans does the ministry have to review all these areas across the country and identify areas of hardship? Even in Teso South, there are areas where we have a sick person. We make a wooden bed to transport, or even the body. It cannot be accessed. If you post a teacher will resign or not report at all because it's a hardship area. I have hills. So, and this replicates in so many other constituencies. So what plans does the ministry have?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just want to point out two points.
Probably PCS, yeah. Most of these questions, I'm hearing them not once, not twice. Most of them point at policy other than individual constituencies. So at the end of the day, we want to hear from you. Because listening to my members here, it's like we want to declare the whole country hardship. So you will have to give us a clear policy on, I'll give you members to ask your questions. For example, we need coherence in the policy in the country. Why would the judiciary decide on their own, TSC on their own, and administration on their own? Soon the police will decide on their own, and then we'll have a completely jumbled process of managing what hardship means. Carol Omondi, one question each.
Sir, okay. I don't know how to phrase it, but I would be happy.
You are a clever lawyer. Phrase it the best way.
I think this House should have a view before the new categorization is gazetted. I think we need to see it because I can clearly see certain parameters are missing. If you take the subas, we have islands, and islands are very unique. We have islands. We have Kiwa, Kibwogi, Remba, Ringiti, Rusinga, Mfangano. where they've never had roads. We have islands. There are areas that are unique because of insecurity. There are areas that are unique because of geography. You have a national park, you have mountainous areas, you have sesefly, as Honorable Millie has pointed out. We need to see it before they are gazetted so that we develop a proper criteria. And I think it is time we anchored this in law, not left it to bureaucrats in the executive. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Kajwa.
Speaker, I think the member for Suba South is extremely right. May I suggest, Mr. Speaker, to ask you to order the minister to bring this policy before the House under Article 95. It's a policy with far-reaching solutions of national importance, and any policy which has the effect of law. As a result, there will be a gazette which will be used by various agencies,
must be brought
before the Assembly, and we have an oversight role in policy making and legislation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, member for Buri. I'll come to you, Melemba.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the criteria country as it is very discriminative. Mr. Speaker, my constituency borders Isiolo and Laikipia East and Laikipia North. I would like to, the Cabinet Secretary to determine, using the same criteria, where Bole lies. Because we are only, there's the fence, the other side is hardship, this other side, 50% of Bole is hardship. And we also benefit from ASA programs. So I don't know why it is like that, but I join the other members in saying we need to review that criteria and it has to be looked again. Because the assumption is Bore is in Meru, and Meru is very productive. Using that, from that perspective, my constituency is totally disadvantaged. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mashako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and thank you, PCS, for an elaborate discussion on this matter. Honorable Speaker, I have two concerns. One is Honorable PCS is indicating that the report will be tabled to Cabinet before it comes to the House. I want to join my colleagues who are saying I think it's important we see this document before then. Honorable Speaker, I say this because the interagency committee that is the PCS is referring to was a product of this House. And it talked about 2019. 2018, Honorable Speaker, and early 2019, the entire Departmental Committee on Education responded to a petition that was done by teachers of Taita Taveta. And they traveled to Taita Taveta. They visited all the hardship areas of my county. That is being Undanyi, one zone in Mwatate and Taveta constituency. And after deliberations in this House, the House resolved that those areas need to be gazetted as hardship. But by the fact that the report went to Ministry of Education and then Ministry of Interior, it is when now they are, in their wisdom, they agreed to form the interagency committee, which has done a good job. But my challenge has been, Honorable Speaker, from 2021, 2022, when the report was done, it is coming to this House 3 years later. And it is missing out very key things. Honorable Millie has talked about challenges in traveling in his constituency. I'll tell you, he's not mentioned issues around human-wildlife conflict. That is a big issue in where some of us come from. So this must be one of the consideration in the categorization. Honorable Speaker, another thing that is critical is talked about the gazettement of some other areas. I don't know how you can, that can also cause a lot of mayhem in the country. So I want to agree that this report needs to come to the House. Let us see which areas will be gazetted and which have been declassified so that we can have debates and inform this policy. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Your indulgence. Number one, it would look that the teachers have more areas but it's because their zoning, Teacher Service Commission, went to an education zone. An education zone is far much smaller than what you can even call a ward. So as we deliberate, we must understand that originally there were teachers who were going to the smallest and every part of the country, and hence the 44. Having said that, so that we don't create competition between the teacher zoning and other zonings, that is important. Number two, Honorable Speaker, the teachers...
Omboko Milemba, I thought this House has been striving for harmonization. You are striving for pigeonholing teachers.
That is the history, but let me come to the second one. The second one is that the gazettement, and I pick up from the Member of Parliament, Taita Taveta, what he has said. The zoning of these hardship areas and the proposal to degazette them, remember the ones for the teachers, were actually part of the famous legal notice number 534. And many of them are part of the Code of Regulation. Honorable Speaker, both legal notice number 534 and the Code of Regulation are part of the CBA for the teachers. And therefore, that is law as registered in the Industrial Code. What is therefore the Honorable PCS doing to make sure that those gains that the teachers got in form of hardship allowance are not degenerated or go away with or go back to, given that this is part and parcel of now their CBA, which is registered in the courts. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Nyikal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let me appreciate the detailed report that the Honorable Minister has given us. But my concern is when we have this policy that has been worked out and then it to be implemented, is it also associated with redistribution of staff, particularly teachers? Because if you do this new system and you regazette areas, degazette areas, it does not automatically change the staffing. Is there also a policy that will come together with staffing so that we do not have the old disparities existing? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the Prime Cabinet Secretary for explaining to us and taking time. Mr. Speaker,
he has been thanked enough. Just ask questions.
Mr. Speaker, my question is in my area, Kipkelion East. Initially, from Total on your way to Kericho, towards the right hand, actually, or the right wing, it was actually categorized as hardship area. I don't know which method or category they used to remove it, because people in Tenteno area, Mr. Speaker, and also Kibwenge, plus Chepsion, the lower part, Chepcholiet, and Kamaru's area, this is a hardship area, Mr. Speaker. So I want to, Mr. Speaker, I want to ask that they should come and review so that we can be able, Mr. Speaker, the civil servants there can be able to benefit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Tongay. Sure.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mheshimiwa Speaker, my question is, when you go to Narok, some of the constituencies, the teachers are getting hardship allowance. But for specifically the other side of the road, some people get hardship allowance, on this other side they don't get. And listening to the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Speaker, sir, he has indicated the factors that they use to categorize places that earn hardship allowance. Mine is, when you go to Narok North is hard hit in terms of transportation, infrastructure, communication, like weather or hardship, the hard climate. And the same applies to Narok South. So, Honorable Speaker, I wonder why it's not categorized as a hardship area. Thank you.
Ms. Shimbogo.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningemuuliza waziri ana mikakati gani katika sera ya kuweza kuongeza zile pesa za ziada katika wafanyikazi wetu wa umma, haswa wale katika vikosi kama polisi, wanajeshi wetu, wale walinda misitu, kwa sababu mbali ya kuwa wanafanya kazi katika sehemu ngumu, sehemu kame, lakini wanafanya kazi katika sehemu za hatari ambazo ni sehemu usalama wao pia uko hatarini na mambo mengine mengi sana. Je, ni mikakati gani tutawaangalia hawa wanaolinda nchi yetu, taifa letu, wanaotulinda sisi na wanaojitolea muhanga katika kulinda taifa la Kenya? Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Chief Foromondo Mangale. Give Chief Foromondo the mic.
Mheshimiwa Spika, asante sana kwa hii nafasi. Kwanza nataka niseme ya kwamba eneo bunge la Lungalunga lina vigezo vyote ambavyo waziri amevitamka ili kwamba walimu na wafanyikazi wapate hizi pesa za ziada. Kama ni maeneo kama Mkwiro, Wasini, ni visiwa ambavyo wafanyikazi wanahitajika kuvuka kila siku kwa maji ya bahari kwenda kufanya kazi Mkwiro na Wasini na kurudi. Maeneo yale ya Mwereni, Dzombo na kule maeneo ya Lungalunga ni sehemu ambazo maji yana shida, makazi ya wafanyikazi hakuna. Ile timu inaitwa multi-agency team ilienda ikafanya kazi yao ikamaliza, ikaleta ripoti kwa maofisi haya ya serikali. Sasa nataka niulize Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu, kama hilo jina linastahili, ni lini ambapo watu wa Lungalunga, walimu na wafanyikazi watapata haki yao, kwa sababu maeneo kama vile Kinango wanapata na vigezo ni hivyo hivyo? Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, listening to the presentation.
PCS, I'm giving many members because it's almost the same thing. So when you respond, try and comprehend what they have said.
Honorable Speaker, I also want to
inform
the House and the PCS that South Mogrango happens to border Migori and Narok County. When I heard my neighbor here, the Honorable Rebecca, speak about the hardship area from my area, she actually spoke on my behalf because we border with her, and it is a war-prone area. In fact, it would entrust the PCS to know that in about a month ago, we had clashes between the border people who live within there, and our schools were closed for about 3 weeks or so. In fact, teachers can hardly, when teachers get transfers to that area, Honorable Speaker, they always look for transfers to other places. I do not know why South Mogrango is not regarded as a hardship area. It should actually be as today. Thank you.
Yes, Mama Nairobi. You also have hardship in Nairobi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, Nairobi is normally neglected, but the failures in the various counties to really effectively introduce devolution has caused urbanization in Nairobi to be congested. I mean, the fact that we've got so many informal settlements, insecurity is high. But what I'd like to recommend is that as we review and expand the criteria for hardship allowances, we need to look at the many deserving areas, including informal and urban settlements, facing insecurity, overcrowding, poor access to services. And I propose a data-driven reassessment for hardship. I mean, everyone here will ask for more money for their counties or their constituencies, but I think we need to have a data-driven analysis and to harmonize hardship allowances across public services. And this reform will ensure fair compensation, better service delivery, and national cohesion.
Karani? Is that Karani? The member raising his hand.
Thank you. No, this is Gashagua.
Gashagua, sorry.
Yes.
You resemble Karani.
No.
No, I won't go. No, I can't go. Mr. Speaker, protect me from Osoro.
You are protected.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm so grateful for this issue being discussed here today. Mr. Speaker, Daragwa has always been marginalized, and the parameters that were used to classify these hardship areas, Mr. Speaker, has always been wanting. Mr. Speaker, now that the review has been done, my worry is, and that's why I want to join other members in requesting that this list be brought to this House so that we can interrogate it and see whether the same anomaly that was done when they were being categorized is the same.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Murgara. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there's a little bit of concern with the statement made by the Prime Cabinet Secretary in that at the end of the day, he seems to be telling the House that after harmonization in the report of the multi-agency task force, the government will be making a saving, which means there's going to be a reduction in the hardship areas in the country, while if he is listening to the House, the mood is that in fact, they are likely to be increased. So two issues arise. The first one being that it's vitally important that the House sees that policy before it is even gazetted anywhere, because if it is gazetted and it has any element of force of law, we will actually be annulling it because we do not agree with it. Number two, while my constituency Tharaka is not a gazetted hardship area, it is purely because of a CBA between TSC and the government, whereby Tharaka constituency became a hardship area for teachers only. The other one is the judiciary through the chief registrar of the judiciary who visited the area and considered it to be an extreme hardship area. What criterion is being used so that the rest of the civil servants in the Raqqa constituency can also enjoy hardship allowance? Because it goes without gainsaying, the Raqqa is one of the most marginalized areas and deserves hardship allowance in the respect of all civil servants in that locality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Maungu. Maungu.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I want to draw your attention to a matter that some of us were also expecting the CS for Rose to come and address us.
He's waiting behind here.
And from what is happening, we seem to have similar questions. Would it be
order? You are out of order. Ngalechei.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for giving Elgeyo Marakwet this opportunity. I just want to confirm from the Prime Cabinet Secretary, because in this country, the old Republic of Kenya, we have 23 gazetted ASAL and arid and semi-arid areas, that is the ASALs. Elgeyo Marakwet is not one of them. All that a county requires to be gazetted as an ASAL area is met by Elgeyo Marakwet County, Mr. Speaker. That is why I make endless safaris to the Ministry of ASAL whenever we have bandits attack, whenever we have landslides, whenever we have flooding in Elgeyo Marakwet County, and I've been assured 1,000 times by the ASAL, by the Cabinet Principal Secretary for ASAL, that they are in the process of gazetting Elgeyo Marakwet County, Mr. Speaker. So I just want to ask him, when are they going to gazette Elgeyo Marakwet County as an ASAL area? Because all the constituencies, the 4 constituencies in Elgeyo Marakwet, have more than 60% of their land in the arid area, and then the remaining 40% is a gazetted forest, and there is no one occupying the forest, and there is no one doing anything in the forest. So I just want to know
You've
when.
made your point.
Thank you.
Honorable members, I want us to stop here on this, so that we give the PCS, because what I'm expecting is not for him to go to your villages and deal with the issue the way you are asking, but to give us a broad clear policy direction, then eventually bring that report to this House for you to debate, for you to analyze it, and for you to give it a force of law as is required under the Constitution. PCS.
Thank you.
I don't want to see any more hands up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.